be a lot better than anything else out there, because there are a lot of great headphones out there, but we made headphones just like with the TMA-1. We make headphones for a specific purpose. We're not trying to please everybody. It's kind of an obvious idea, because when we were doing the DJ version, the TMA-1, which we've had such an amazing response to, what we always said and we were always out saying was that, you know, this is a tool. We've made a tool for DJs to use. It has all the response, and it has the durability, and it has sort of the form factor that you would need as a DJ. That if you're using the TMA-1s in the studio, you suddenly start needing other things, because the DJs have a very specific need, because like we're saying, it's always tools for a specific purpose. And the studio is a very, very different animal to being on the road or being behind a DJ console. So you will probably need to wear your headphones for a lot longer when you're in the studio. You need a little bit of a different EQ factor, and you need a few little things to make it a more comfortable fit and a more of a reference sound. We were thinking about, okay, we're going to do like a whole new product for this, but we realized that we absolutely loved the TMA. But it was like little tweaks that needed to be done to actually sort of bridge that into the studio, you know, market, or to the studio people. We needed something that was, you know, easier on the head, and with an EQ curve that was more suited towards reference listening instead of the massive response of the TMA-1s, which is what you want as a DJ. We're kind of talking to the same type of people that we were talking to with the TMA-1, which is basically creative people. We're talking to musicians, we're talking to producers and engineers, and because I think one of the reasons we've had so much success with the TMA-1 is that the line between musician and producer has blurred. Right. It's kind of like everyone who's a creative person who needs to have reference listening, who needs to sort of, you know, work on something in the studio and live and behind a console or whatever. We kind of needed to make sure that they also had a tool that they could use that was more honest towards what you would get out of a pair of studio monitors, for example. Working with creative people, one of the biggest challenges was to retain the sound of the TMA, because people really love that. But also, we also wanted to maybe bring in some other people, like the people who are in my line of work, which is, we don't spend our times behind DJ consoles. Oh. So we kind of needed something that was, like I said, a little bit more reference, a little bit more conservative. So the definition of a musician these days is very, very different from what it was 10, 15, 20 years ago. The most popular instrument for a musician now is no longer guitar, it's a laptop. And it's not that there are not great guitarists out there, and not that there are loads of people who want to play guitar, but sort of the way that music is going is that, you know, if you get yourself a laptop and a DAW application, whatever, be it Logic or Pro Tools or Ableton Live or whatever, and a great pair of headphones, then you're rolling, then you're out there, you can make your own music. And I think one of the reasons why we made these, one of the reasons we made the TMA-1s, and definitely the reason we're making these, is because we want to be able to ensure, we want to be able to give people the option and the sort of the possibility of making something which is that, you know, the high quality, great sounding music on their laptop. I see most of the people that I work with now, when we tour, I mean, they do half of their mixing at, like, you know, 30,000 feet on a laptop in a plane. Yeah. And they need something that they can always trust to work when we then get to the gig.